Good. Do you notice we start the show the same way every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think that's fine.
Welcome, everybody, to the Good Dumb Fun Show.
That's my line.
Got it. There you go. How's that for switching it up?
Hey, I'm into it.
We got some energy today, dude.
Yeah. Patrick's feeling fresh.
All right,
that was good.
Let me address the elephant in the room.
Oh, what are you? Oh, okay. I thought you were mad about something else.
I am a person who does not have a big wardrobe.
Yeah.
So I have like 7 shirts, and this is shirt number 7.
Welcome, number 7.
So
it looks delicious.
And there's some backstory to it.
For the listeners, describe the shirt.
So I am wearing a gray T-shirt, and it has a big bloomin' onion on it from Outback.
It almost looks 3D. Like, I feel like I could reach over there and grab.
I'm pretty sure it's just a screenshotted picture of their menu and cropped it to put it on a T-shirt.
I'm into it. It looks delicious, and it looks like I could just grab a bloomin' onion.
Yeah, please don't touch me.
I'm not going to. It's in the contract.
So, my buddy, we had back in Fort for a few years with my buddy who lives in Texas, and we would send each other shirts for their birthdays. So this was the shirt that came, like, I think this was before I got married, so this is probably 3 years ago.
You've had that shirt for 3 years?
Yeah, and I've never worn it.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've only ever worn it at home. This is the first time wearing it outside of the house.
Welcome.
And but along with that birthday, so the shirt got there like a day or two prior, and then the day of, I get a knock on the door. It's 8 o'clock at night. I get a knock on the door, and I'm like, who's knocking on my door at 8 o'clock at night? I open it up, and there's a bag on the ground. And I go, oh, well, somebody DoorDashed the wrong order. And I get a text as I'm staring. It was like a movie. As I'm staring down at this bag on my porch, I pull out my phone, and my buddy says, enjoy your meal. And I pull up, and the first thing I see
So he sent you food.
The first thing I see on the receipt is the receipt says like $97.
Oh my gosh.
And I go,
dining like a king.
I go, what are we doing
That's
here?
That's a good friend.
And I look, and the order is the same thing listed a bunch. He sent me 7 bloomin' onions.
Oh no. I take back what I said.
So he was like, because I used to joke. I was joking for weeks leading up to this where I was like, bro, I need to get to Outback because like I could eat a whole bloomin' onion by myself. Proceeds to send me like 7 bloomin' onions, and I ate them
at
all
once. You ate them all
in a week? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In a week, not at once.
I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
I'm alive.
What's a day 7 bloomin' onion like? That doesn't even sound. I can't even fathom a day 2 bloomin' onion.
Okay, this is good. This is a gross story.
Do you have an air fryer?
No.
Oh, yeah.
So this was microwaved. Yeah. Okay, we may have to bleep that. Trigger warning.
Yeah. I'll stop. I'll stop.
No, that's fine. They'll get over it. But I would literally eat. So by about day 3, I was like, this is awesome. And then day 4 is when like I started to smell.
Why
like
didn't you stop?
Because I had to eat them. I was like, they were $97, dude.
Okay, that's not your problem.
I had to eat it.
That's not your problem.
Plus, I had to make the point.
The damage
he was like,
done.
you're not going to eat all those.
Oh, he challenged you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I had to make the point. And
Dude,
it was great.
Did you microwave them or eat them cold?
It depended on the day. Sometimes I would eat them cold.
Okay.
And it's just as good cold. Let me preface.
I would almost prefer a cold one.
It's just as good cold.
I think I would prefer a cold bloomin' onion over a microwaved bloomin' onion.
Both are good.
I just can't.
They're good, dude. Trust me.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
Buy one.
No.
Leave it overnight.
No.
Cut it in half. Put half in the microwave. Eat half cold.
If you'd like to send a bloomin' onion to the Good Dumb Fun Show.
Yeah, give us our post office.
Yeah, we'll get a P.O. box.
So, anyways, that's the backstory on the shirt, especially because
awesome.
This has been a plain week. I've had nothing going on. It's been work, podcast stuff.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the shirt's great.
What about you?
My shirt.
Well, I meant more of like, how was your week?
Yeah, no, my shirt's fine. My week's fine. I got this shirt in Arizona
But did you die?
over
That's
spring
awesome.
break. Yeah, it's from Arizona. I picked it up in Sedona, Arizona.
Cool.
Which is a good like tourist spot.
Yeah.
But it's got like a rattlesnake and some cacti on it, and it says, "But did you die?"
Okay.
And then on the back, it's the same thing but bigger.
Very cool.
Yeah, good shirt. Anyway, that's awesome. Yeah, my week has been, I don't know, it's been kind of crazy. Still more like legal stuff I can't talk about yet, but
he's like they found me guilty of the charges.
Yeah. There's a reason I left Nebraska. Let's just leave it at that. I'm just kidding. But they found me. No, just buying and selling a house and just kind of trekking through that. We're basically moved into our new house. Some of our stuff is still in boxes and bags, and some of our stuff is still at the old house, but we have a lot of time to go back and forth. So I've basically been doing like a carload every night.
Yeah.
And my wife has been doing loads when she can, and she does a lot of the unpacking, which is really helpful because I'm just like, basically she's doing all this work at home, and she's like, oh, finally I got that done. And then I walk in with 3 more boxes of crap, and she's like, oh, I'm going.
Oh, no. She's like, when will it end?
Yeah. So it'll be over soon, honey, I swear. But I think I got maybe 1, maybe 2 carloads left. And then hopefully this weekend I can get like our smart thermostat out of there, which I picked up on Prime Day. I was all excited about it, and I got it installed, and then we immediately sold our house. I was like, oh, no. Now I got to move it. But anyway, so it's good. Everything's good.
Good.
But there's just a lot going on, personal work. Yeah, but nothing bad, nothing like earth-shattering.
Cool.
That I know about as of the time of this recording.
Do we want to celebrate with the listeners?
Let's celebrate.
Happy Labor Day.
Oh, yeah.
If you're off and you're vibing with us, why are you up this early?
Yeah.
First off, why are you up this early?
Yeah.
Unless you're watching this at lunch.
Yeah,
then,
we're working on Labor Day, so you don't have to.
Wait, are we working on Labor Day?
This podcast posts on Labor
Day. Okay. I was like,
yeah.
we're
giving the appearance.
Bro, I'm pretty sure we're off.
Yeah, no, we're giving the appearance of.
Oh, okay.
Like
we're
here
working hard.
Yeah, we're
87 hours a week.
Yeah, so, yeah, this podcast, we put a lot of time into this.
You're telling me.
But yeah, this will be the Labor Day episode.
Yeah.
Which is not a holiday that really gets celebrated. Bless you. How's that for a...
I'm going to have to fix that.
Yeah, how's that for a audio spike? Enjoy that one.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh. Sorry.
No, we have been working on that. That was an accident. Patrick promised not to sneeze again. What was I even saying?
Dude,
Labor Day.
Yeah,
Labor Day, I feel like it's not one that really gets celebrated other than you just enjoy the day off and maybe grill out.
Yeah.
And going back to Sterling's question, barbecue versus going to barbecue, going to get barbecue versus barbecuing. Just say barbecue.
I'm always going to celebrate a day off.
I say grilling out.
Grilling out or
I don't
hardly
really
grilling.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that age-old adage, working hard or hardly working.
Yeah. That's us.
That's us now.
We're working hard, but it sure seems like we're hardly working.
Dude, that's how my wife must feel about unpacking the house. Like she's just killing herself, unloading everything, and then it just never ends. But
we got any mailbag today?
We do. We had a couple of emails and speak
emails?
pipes. Yeah, we got a couple.
I didn't know people emailed us.
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
and we want more of that.
Yeah,
so
please interact
email
with us.
Let me tell you how to contact us. It's the comments will primarily be found from YouTube, Instagram, SpeakPipe, and gooddumbfunshow@gmail.com. So if you'd like to reach us via one of those means, please do, by all means. Anyway, we got an email. I forget what this was in reference to, but I know I brought this. Futurama tends to be something I reference a lot.
Yeah.
And Emmy Purple just emailed us a picture of Hypnotoad. And that was it.
Okay.
So anyway, I stared at that for a while, and then...
It's like, did we talk about hypnosis or something?
No, I talked about Hypnotoad in one of the episodes, and then... So yeah, she emailed me that, looked at that for a while, snapped out of it, and then deleted the email. But anonymous submission.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's some news for you.
Okay.
Humpback whales have recently been observed interrupting over 100 orca hunts. So the orcas are out there hunting,
and the
humpback whales are trying to prevent it.
The humpback whales are against the orcas.
Yeah, they're anti-orca.
We need to start hunting more humpback whales.
Dude, I'm on their side.
Dude, there have been more people hurt by humpback whales than there have been hurt by orcas in the wild.
On accident. Humpback whales are just vibing out there. It's not your fault. It's not their fault your boat was there when they breached.
Brother.
You know? Did you hear about that guy that got eaten by a humpback whale? I think it was a humpback whale. That was an accident, too.
That's happened more than once.
They're innocent.
Guess what? Humpbacks have eaten more people than orcas
They
have.
spit them back out, didn't they?
Yeah, but still, I'm just saying. People ain't ended up in orcas' mouths.
You know what's crazy about that video? If we're thinking about the same one, it was a father and son that were out there kayaking.
Different ones.
The father was videoing his son on the kayak when all of a sudden this humpback, or I don't know if it was a humpback whale. It was a whale. It was a big whale, like a big fish, came out and breached. Like,
I know exactly what you're talking
trying
about.
to eat like krill or plankton or whatever. Ended up eating his son and his kayak and then going underwater. The dad never puts the phone down, never breaks video.
Great videographer,
I'm like,
dude. That's
dude,
exactly what you need.
Give that man a raise.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that was...
Well, my son's dead.
Yeah, oh, shoot, not another one. No, but then the kayak floats, right? So the humpback whale spits him out. The son pops back up over the water, and then the dad's like, "You all right?"
That's real dad.
Yeah, but he's just like scanning
right?
the water, like, where'd he go?
Oh man, that's funny.
But,
no, I'm thinking of one. There was a group of divers who got caught in the bait bowl.
Oh no!
And there were literally multiple whales. Like they were like, it was like reverse D-Day.
Yeah,
So
dude.
instead of missiles coming down, it was whales coming up, and he's like, it was like a movie.
Yeah, you gotta.
They would look down and these whales were rocketing up from the bottom, just
Mouth
people were
wide
trying to dodge.
Yeah, you got to institute the 5 Ds of dodgeball right there.
Yeah.
You got to dodge, duck, dip,
But here's
dive, and
what I'm
dodge
saying.
out of there.
Orcas are cool.
Orcas are menaces.
They're not.
Dude, okay.
There's still not a single recorded attack on a human. Don't come out here with
that
your
we
boat,
know of.
with your boat stuff.
That we know of.
The boat doesn't count.
Okay, I'll give you that. They still hate boats.
I saw a really cool video literally an hour before we started this where these guys were fishing and an orca was coming to snatch it, and the orca turned and saw and understood, like, oh, wait, that fish has got a hook in its mouth. And then they just dipped out.
They're like, I'm not getting caught again.
Yeah. I'm not going back to jail.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to prison.
No, so I watched this. It was like not National Geographic, but that kind of style, where there was like a drone video of like humpback whales just like intervening as these orcas are hunting. And I read up on it, and people basically think that the humpback whales are so sick of the orcas eating their babies that the humpbacks are basically starting
fighting back.
Yeah, they're basically like, if we see a orca hunting anything, we're going to get involved. And some people think it's some sort of like mammalistic altruism, like they're just doing it out of the kindness of their heart. I think I probably err on the side of like the humpbacks are being smart, and they're basically like, look, we're gonna put you on notice so that if there's a humpback around, you better not be hunting.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be hunting my babies. You're not going to be hunting Jack.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get in the way every single time.
Yeah.
And there was even like orcas were hunting this seal.
Okay.
And the seal got on the back of the whale, and the whale breached the surface so that the seal was above water.
Okay, that's crazy.
That's how petty they're getting.
That's crazy.
They're like, you're not getting this seal. But then I think the orcas knew that the humpbacks were like, okay, they're probably upset that we ate their babies, right? Like, the orcas are smart. They're like, all right, we get it. Like, we'd be upset if you ate our babies. So there's a video. You can see the orca caught a seal and then brought it to the humpback whale to, like, show it almost. To be like, look, this is what we're doing. And then the humpbacks were still, like, getting in the way and stuff. But the orca, like, you could see the orca present it to the humpback, like, hey, here's what we're doing. We're not coming after your babies. We're coming after these guys. And then the humpbacks are like, not when we're around.
They're so cool,
yeah,
dude.
They're smart.
They're so cool.
They're smart, which is
We're
terrifying.
We're going to go swimming one day.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah,
I'll be dead by then.
No. Good, dumb, fun adventures.
Part 2.
That's cool. We got anything else?
That anonymous submission was from me, by the way. I just wanted to bring that
up.
Okay, dude. I did email it to the Good Dumb Fun Show at gmail.com.
Dude.
So it counts.
I'm going to go in there and block your email.
It counts. Okay. We do have a couple speak pipes. Do you want to get to those?
Okay. Yeah.
So the first one is in light of our college football episode.
Oh, boy. I wonder who it could be from.
I don't know. It says Roll Tide Dan.
Roll Tide Dan?
Yeah.
I don't know a Dan.
I don't know a Dan either, but here he is.
Hey, boys, it's me, Dan, from Pensacola, Alabama. I'm calling just to say Roll Tide. I really did appreciate getting some Alabama name drop on there. However, I do disagree with both of you. You gotta pick one, Alabama or Auburn. Can I get a Roll Tide? Also, on top of that, I'm excited to see what Patrick's team is. It better not be a bad one, but I'm okay with the Ole Miss pick. And on top of that one, I think that we should have been in the playoff over Alabama.
Just keeps going.
Indiana, I'm sorry, I'm a little opey. But, Roll Tide, I just wanted to say thank you, boys, and I look forward to more and hear about the podcast, and Roll Tide.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dan. The craziest part of that is that was not an impression.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now I know who Dan is.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, by the time this releases, we all know you picked Florida.
Yep.
So, we'll see how Dan feels about
So
that.
not Roll Tide.
Yeah, which we knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one,
Troy.
I'd pick. And then.
Okay. Yeah. Between the two of them, I think my favorite's probably as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so much fun.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Okay. Thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it. Lose our number.
Dude.
Okay. So anyway, that actually leads into our topic today, which is college football part 3. Just kidding. Turn this back on.
Don't go. It was a bit. It was a bit.
Just kidding.
Okay.
No, but we did get. So this one looks like it's from James.
Yep.
And it just says work story.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to play that now, or do you want to play it?
We can play it whenever you think, but it would go along well with the Labor
Let's
Day
save it
theme.
for now.
You want
let's get through the topic first.
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll play it later.
Yeah. So it'll play into what we're talking about today, which is Labor Day. Happy Labor Day,
we're
everybody.
Talking about jobs.
Yeah. So
where do you want to start? You
want
to talk about our jobs? You want to talk about?
Well, we're not going to talk about our jobs like currently, but
no, I meant past jobs.
Yeah. No, we'll get into that. What was, I guess, like? Well, let me phrase it this way. Forget the jobs you've had.
Okay.
Think about, that whole phrase, like, don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you want. You look like you're dressed for the job you want right now. Which is...
I'm applying to Outback tomorrow.
Which is Bloomin' Onion guy.
Yeah. I'm the guy who makes the Bloomin' Onions.
Yeah. If somebody walked in here to Good Dumb Fun Studios and they said, I will give you $10,000 in startup cash to quit your job right now, and you have to bet on yourself and start your own business, and you can define business however you want. You have to spend this money on your next gig. What would you do in that scenario? How would you spend that money? What would you want to do?
Well, first off, I'd be horrified.
Sure.
Because I'd be like, 10 grand?
Yeah.
In today's economy? What do you want me to go buy? 3 bags of eggs? And throw them at people and charge
Where are you getting bags of eggs
at? I think, honestly, if I had $10,000 and I had to start from scratch and do something, I think I honestly would probably just invest in some nicer equipment like this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably open up like an entertainment management.
Okay.
I would try
like
to
production.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would try to do production and just entertainment in general. I would probably do like a blanket, like an entertainment studio.
Like freelance kind of.
Yeah, like I would be
video editing and
I would
stuff.
be, Smith's Creations or something. And I would contract out for people who wanted to, have me produce something for them, or if I was producing content on the side. Like I would probably, the easiest thing to do with 10 grand would be just buy a nice camera, buy a nice computer, and like try to stream, I guess. Mm-hmm. Or do YouTube or do something like this, like what we're doing now. But,
Good Dumb Fun 3 days a week.
Content creation is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Production is fun. But if I was doing something kind of completely out of left field as well, what I would want to do. See, now the business side of my brain is going, what the heck am I going to do with 10 grand?
Well, yeah. Well, and you can increase that number to like an appropriate startup cost if you want.
I would. I wanted to open a gym for the longest time, but the problem that I would have with that is I don't know if I could garner the audience that I want. Because back in the day, I was like, I'm going to open a gym and it's going to be hardcore, and it's going to be just pretty much people who compete at bodybuilding or
like an Olympic gym
or powerlifting or all that stuff. Like I wanted, in my vision when I was like, I'm going to open a gym one day, I was thinking like a hardcore, like you see on the internet, like those dungeons, like the grimy, like brick walls, and there's chains everywhere.
Yeah,
and
just free
chalk
weights.
And yeah. Everything's rusted, like that kind of thing. The only problem is like, what do you charge people for that? And startup costs for gyms are really high too.
All your members are like headbutting, like mountain goats.
Yeah, but I think right now,
all their creatine and protein.
Doing all this creative stuff is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The gym still would be cool. Like if somebody came and gave me the money for it, was like open your gym, then I would probably do that.
Well, and that's why I picked $10,000, because I was like, I don't want it to be so much money that you're like, I don't even need to work. I'll just live on this. But I wanted it to be enough. It has to
go towards the.
Yeah, I wanted it to be enough money to where you're like, okay, I could invest this in myself and pursue something. Another way you could ask that question is like, what's a job or a career path that you've always wondered if you'd be good at, but you've been too scared to try? Like, it's kind of the same question.
Yeah.
Right? But in this scenario, it's like, okay, you have an investor that's kind of forcing you into it.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, the gym's a cool idea. The creativity stuff, that's a good idea.
Like, what would you do?
I don't know. I've always loved the idea, and we'll get into this, but I used to work with, like, a team of real estate agents. And I always thought that was a lot of fun, but their hours were crazy. So I was like, I liked the freedom that they had to work when they wanted to. But at the same time, it's like, to really be successful at it, you have to work all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, there's that aspect of it. But like, real estate was always fun. In recent years, I've developed an affinity for like food, like making grilling and like smoking meat and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's a lot of fun. And I feel like there's like a science to it and there's an art to it. And I'm learning the science of it, but I haven't really perfected the art of it.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm kind of getting better with that sort of stuff. So I'm like nowhere near the level I would need to be to open like a restaurant or a food truck or something. But I think that'd be fun. And I think that if I'm like, okay, you give me money to do it, I'm going to figure it out. So I'm like, maybe I'm opening a food truck. Maybe I'm opening a restaurant. Me and my buddies used to joke around with like business ideas, and it'd be like the most off the wall stuff. Like I can't even say some of the things that we've talked about. But there's a really funny one I'll tell you off air that my friend came up with. But my idea that's probably got the most legitimacy to it was going to be, because we talked about on the music episode, like I love concerts, like small venue punk rock shows, like real intimate concerts. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I meld these two together? Of like, okay, you got your concert venue, you got your restaurant. My idea was basically a dinner theater almost, but it's separated in the sense that you have your restaurant side and you have your concert hall side. So you've got your small venue concert hall, you've got your restaurant. The two are combined by an insulated wall, or like a soundproofed wall, so that the people who just want to come eat at the restaurant aren't bothered by the music. But for those who come to your concerts that you're hosting, they can get some good food while they're there, and it's not just a bar or whatever, So my thought is like, okay, I'm going to start a combined venture like that, where it's a restaurant combined with a small concert venue hall or whatever, and I'm going to call it Mosh Pit Barbecue, because you got your mosh pit and you got your pit barbecue.
That's pretty good.
So the mosh pit is what I was going to call it. So, and that is trademarked dibs. No one can steal that.
Dibs.
That's legally binding.
Dibs.
Dibs is forever.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I have some family who went into the food truck business.
Yeah.
And they say they love it.
Really?
They love it.
But were they good at it before they started?
Yeah.
See, that's
He
my
used to cook
problem.
for a while.
Yeah, that's my problem is I have no restaurant experience. And my understanding is restaurants are kind of the hardest thing to like, or one of the hardest things to start because they can be so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you can't really bank on people coming to your restaurant. Like, I don't remember the word I'm looking for, but
I guess it depends.
Yeah.
I feel like every time a restaurant opens around here, people just flood it for months on end.
Yeah.
You can't even get in.
That'd be nice.
So,
that's the dream, right?
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
By the way, also, there is not enough soundproofing in the world.
I know.
To proof that wall.
But
because the wall will shake.
Muffle, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's true. Like a.
Yeah.
So it's like you knocking on the door.
Yeah, so like you'd hear it, but it's not going to be like you're in the concert.
Unless you're playing your own music.
Like you're not going to need earplugs to eat at the restaurant.
Yeah.
That's kind of my goal. Not that you're not going to be aware of the concert going on, but you're not going to need earplugs.
The restaurant is just like a psychiatric ward. It's all padded on the inside, so there's no sound inside.
Yeah, everybody's like
people talk and the sound immediately just falls flat.
Yeah, it's like, why are you handing me
an anti-echo?
Why are you handing me a straitjacket on my way in? Yeah, so mosh pit barbecue. That's probably what I would do. I would give that a shot, or
now,
maybe start it as a food truck because that's cheaper, and then grow into that.
Yeah,
and then that way I can hone my craft, right?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like your venue somewhere and then a food truck next to it.
Yeah.
But when you think about like work and stuff, do you have was there ever like a dream job where you were like, even if it's far-fetched, is there something that you ever thought of that you just really wanted to do?
No, there's not. I mean, as a kid, we've all got to answer those questions in kindergarten, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, that's a big question. So I never really had a good answer to that. And even like you get into college and you take all these personality tests and the career aptitude type tests and stuff like that. And pretty much all of mine come out like pretty balanced. So those were never helpful for me either.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I don't know if it's just my temperament or my indecisiveness or some combination, but like, every time I took any of those tests, they were so inconclusive they weren't helpful. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pick one, I guess. So I decided to be a business major, and that's kind of the route I went. And then it was like, okay, well, what am I gonna do after college? And it's like, well, I don't know. Now I can kind of do anything, which isn't helpful for a person who can't decide what to do.
Yeah.
So, I end up where I am now, and I've been here for a long time, and I'm like, that's great. I'm happy. This is cool. So I've never, I don't know that I've ever had like a dream job. I always thought like, in my wildest childish dreams, maybe I'm like a rock star or something crazy, but I don't have the talent for that either. So it's like, I never had like I want to be a whatever when I grow up. Like that was never, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, and I'm 30 years old. So, just kind of taking it as it comes. What about you?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was similar like you, where I didn't have. It always changed, and it was always it was ridiculous. Like it would be a month, and I'd be like, I'm gonna be a fighter pilot, or the next month I would be like, I'm gonna be an astronaut, and then I'd be like,
I'm gonna be a fighter astronaut.
I had a military trend for like 2 years where I was like, I'm gonna be a special forces sniper, and I'm gonna be like, or a tank driver, or like.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like you, a little bit different. The only reason I came to school, well, I'll confess it was two parts. One, I came because a love interest at the time convinced me that I wasn't doing anything with my life and that I needed to go to school.
Okay.
And I went, well, I guess I gotta go to school. And then when I was thinking about majors and things like that, I was like, if I was going to do anything, I want to own a gym. And so I guess if I want to own a gym, I need to learn how to own a gym. So that's why I went to school. And then as I came to school and learned about
how hard it is to
own a gym, because there were some great professors that sat down with me and they were like, you seem really passionate about this, and I'm not trying to dissuade you, but you need to go in with the expectations that you need to really know what you're doing before you start it, because it's a very make or break business. I think, and the numbers probably changed now, but at the time it was like 70 to 80% of new gym startups fail in the first 3 years. Not great.
Yeah.
and we're talking because of the nature of the business, it's a high startup cost because you have to buy equipment and everything.
Right.
So I never quite got to the point where I really was ready to take the risk to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's a financial thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be, like for you, it wouldn't be a want to. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to quit within the first 3 years because it's not, like you don't think it's going well.
I would have no choice.
You would have no choice because you couldn't afford to continue.
100%.
Yeah.
And I probably, when I was running the numbers, I wouldn't have made money for like 2 years.
Yeah. Well, that's the tough thing is like,
And it's
okay.
like, well, how do you live?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but if I could, like, if somebody came in and was like, we'll build it for you and you do it, I would probably do a gym. But thinking about like jobs that, as of right now, that I would want to do.
Besides Bloomin' Onion guy.
Yeah, besides the Bloomin' Onion guy, I could get into that.
Sorry, go on.
I could get into that job. Like I could, if they give me the interview, I'm in. Because I'll be like, I ate 7 Bloomin' Onions in a week.
Do you need to interview for Bloomin' Onion guy?
Yeah,
or do you just
sure.
walk into any Outback and say, I want to be your Bloomin'
I
Onion
would walk
guy?
in and hand them a paper that had my credentials on it. And it says I ate 7 Bloomin' Onions in 1 week.
I'm sorry, I interrupted again. Go on.
But I would probably, a lot of the jobs that I would think were dream jobs now, that if they were like, if you could do one job, would you do this? I'd be like, I would do this in a heartbeat. I am so unqualified for those jobs.
Sure.
That they would not, they'd be like, yeah, well, you kind of have to work your butt off to get into this field. Like, I would want to do something in like biodiversity, like ocean biodiversity, like a research scientist, or like working out on the oil rigs. Now, maybe not the oil rigs because that's kind of intense. Or like a professional diver, things like that. Like a job where I was near or in the ocean would be the dream job for me right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen the video of the guy? There's like it's another drone footage video of this boat, and this boat is like pacing with this dolphin, and I forget what happened to the dolphin, but I think it had like maybe a hook in it, or it was tagged, or it needed to be tagged for research or something. And you see the drone video, and if I can find it, I'll send it to you. But this guy is on the edge of the boat, and then he dives off the boat and body slams this dolphin and like wrestles it into submission.
Yeah.
And then either tags it or untags it or unhooks it or whatever he was trying to do. And
sounds like he was trying to unhook it.
Yeah. And it was for the safety of the animal.
Yeah.
But like,
it sounds like he was trying to get something off of it.
yeah. So, but on the video, there's like Metallica playing in the background.
Yeah.
It makes it look hardcore.
Yeah.
And then this guy, he just he dives off this boat and body slams this dolphin right as the breakdown hits. And the video's like funny, but then the comments are even more funny because they're like, I was severely misled on what my career options were. Like my career advisor didn't tell me about this in high school. Or like, is this what a marine biologist does? Like that sort of stuff. But is that what you're envisioning? Just like ocean?
Yeah,
work?
like anything to do with the ocean is where I would want to be.
You can be the orca guy.
I want to be the orca guy.
Yeah.
Or like just adventure stuff. Like maybe there's a job out there for like a trail maker. Like they're like, we need this new trail made. We'll pay you, $100 a day or whatever to go out and work on this new trail.
As far as
that's sweet. Like just out in the woods.
like chopping vegetation.
Like just going out, yeah.
Making a way.
Yeah, making a way.
Yeah. Pioneer.
Pioneer. There you go.
Yeah.
Pioneer job or like a space job, which out of all of them, that's the most unrealistic.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, by the way, fun fact, to get to space, you have to know how to get yourself to space.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, you got to know.
Oops.
Yeah,
I thought somebody else was going to drive.
yeah, I thought I just got in the rocket.
I just wanted to hang on. Yeah. But, I mean, there's so many cool things, but also, when you talk to people who've been in these jobs, it's like, everything has its give and take. But those are the ones that I'm like, on paper, that would be awesome. What about you?
Yeah. Well, there's a great quote, and I'm going to butcher it right now, but and I forget who even said it, so sorry, guy. But I heard it on a podcast one time about career in business, like planning stuff. And he basically said the point you want to get to is not the dream job, it's the state of mind. Because if you can get to a state of mind where, there's working and there's playing, there's my, the trudging of work life, and then there's the enjoyment of play life. If you can get to the point where you and anybody else can't tell the difference, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the dream job.
Yeah.
Is just a state of mind where you don't know whether or not you're working or playing because you're enjoying what you do. And so that's kind of what I focus on, and I think that's why I've never been one to like leave a job.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to pursue that state of mind where I'm like, no matter what I'm doing, and we can talk about what our old jobs were, but it's like we've both had like labor-based jobs.
Yeah.
And we've both had jobs where we had to wake up
Retail,
before sunrise,
retail
or
jobs.
work outside,
Yeah.
or like, but if you can get to that state of mind, you can enjoy what you're doing. And I always said one of the worst jobs that I had like a pretty good attitude about it all. And somebody asked me or people would ask like, how are you always in such a good mood? Like everybody else hates it here. And I'm like, well, I don't enjoy this particularly, but
yeah.
Like if no one, basically I would always tell people, somebody's got to have fun at work. It might as well be me.
Yeah.
And if the job's getting done, then the higher ups aren't going to care how much fun I'm having.
Yeah. That's true.
And so that's kind of always been my mindset.
Yeah. It's a great point.
Make work fun.
Yeah. I've been lucky in that. I've been very lucky in that almost every single job I have ever had, I have enjoyed the people that I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
Then why'd you leave? I'm just kidding. Go on. By the way, unrelated, who's the best supervisor you've ever had?
Yeah. We're going to get into the... I'm sure we'll get into the lore one day.
I'm just kidding.
I've been very fortunate in that I've never had a truly bad coworker or a bad work situation where I was like, man, I hate it here. Like,
right. I've
always worked with people I liked. Even like the manual labor jobs, like I've had, buddies of mine who we would work those jobs together, and we would always goof around, and like you said, as long as the job gets done, who cares?
Right. It should get done. It should get done well. If it's getting done well, how it gets done shouldn't matter. Yeah.
Now, talk about sucking up to my sucking up to my current boss. Talk about the best job I ever had.
Oh, yeah. Good Dumb Fun Show.
Best job I ever had.
Yeah, Good Dumb Fun Show.
Please don't fire me.
Can't wait till it pays. No, this is fun, though.
But, and I love
I'm not your boss.
Now, and yeah, in this you are.
You joke about that. We're partners in this.
No,
not in a weird way.
We're not gonna lead the viewers astray. That's not true.
This is a joint venture.
We are fired on all cylinders today. I love it. But yeah, so but on the flip side, like the worst job I ever had, like I never. If I were to say the worst job I ever had, mm-hmm. It's like I still had fun. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. It was just a lot of physical work.
Tell me about your work history.
So it's very short.
Yeah.
Because
growing up... So you wake up one day, you turn off your video games.
And that was it.
And you get a job.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And again, like on paper, I can't believe I turned out to actually be able to function in society. Like the fact that I have a job and I'm married based on how I grew up. You would think... You'd be like, there's no way that guy made it.
You're like the...
But it was literally, it was literally not until I graduated college that it was like, oh, I have to figure out, like, what am I going to do? Yeah. Because all through college, I didn't think about it either. I had the normal college experience where I did college and there was really nothing else going on. And it wasn't until the week I graduated, I was like, I got to do something.
Now what?
Yeah, now what? And... So I had known some people that were in the house flipping business, and so I was like, okay, well that's a good start because I know some basics of like carpentry and working with my hands and things like that. So I was like, that'll be and it was paying good. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. But that project only went for a certain amount of time. Then I was like, oh, okay, now what? Now I need like a real job.
Now what? 2.0.
Oh, let me preface. I did skip. I did technically have a work study job in college.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'm thinking about
I didn't know that.
actual jobs. I was a barista here.
Oh yeah, you were
Yeah,
a barista.
A barista.
Yeah, I
I was a
remember that
barista bro.
Yeah, I remember that now.
That was
Yeah.
super fun.
I had a buddy of mine that worked at Starbucks, and we always called him a barista.
So, but I went from school barista to
Barista.
I was a barista.
Thank you.
Went to manual labor, but that was a one-time thing.
Right. Yeah, the project's done.
From then, I ended up here, and then I never left.
And here you are.
Here I am, still here.
Yeah.
That's
Life.
how it happened.
Yeah.
Because the way that I ended up here, back here, I should say,
Mhm.
because I graduated, and then was like,
Uh-huh.
okay. I went to church with at the time when I was hired initially, my former boss. I went to church. I've known them for almost 12 years at this point, and they just overheard me talking to somebody else at church about, like, yeah, I'm just looking around. If anybody knows any leads, like, let me know, because I don't know where I'm going right now. And they're like, you should
Apply here.
apply here.
Yeah.
And then I applied here, and then you guys loved me so much you kept me.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Until you left. Without a word.
You
just Irish goodbye'd me out of nowhere.
I just walked out with my box of
At least
stuff.
that's how I tell it. I either tell it you Irish goodbyed me or I fired you. Those are the two stories I tell.
So I should never list you as
Yeah.
a reference, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you can.
They're gonna call. And
We'll
you'll
just
be
see
like,
how I'm feeling that day.
He is dead to me. And
Yeah.
you hang up.
Yeah, I don't know him. Yeah, he didn't work here.
What
I
about
don't know
you?
who you're talking about. I started working in high school. So my family and I would go to the same Mexican restaurant like every Friday night. And so we ended up getting to know one of the waitresses really well.
Okay.
And her name was Kathy, and she was awesome. Turns out Kathy had a full-time job when she wasn't waitressing at this Mexican restaurant part-time at a Subway restaurant.
Okay.
Not a sponsor.
Unless. That's a good cut.
Anyway, so I'm 15 years old, about to turn 16. I've got a vehicle. I've got my learner's permit. I'm about to turn 16, and basically, I'm looking for a part-time job. And Kathy just kind of overhears us talking about, and we saw an ad in the paper, so we asked Kathy, hey, we know you work at Subway. What about me? And she was like, oh yeah, fill out an application, come by. And so anyway, I'm 15 years old, so you can't work legally until you're 16, at least in Nebraska. I assume it's the same everywhere. But I'm about to turn 16. If I remember correctly, I applied, was offered the job, but couldn't start until I turned 16. So I turned 16 on Saturday, if I remember right. Got my driver's license, passed my driver's license test on Monday, and started work on Tuesday.
Wow.
And that's how I started. So I worked at Subway. I was a sandwich artist. Yes, that's a real thing.
Is that the title they
I
gave
had
you?
to put that on my resume.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sandwich artist. My wife still makes fun of me. Because, and lovingly, because a couple days ago we were making sandwiches and stuff, and hers kind of I kept forgetting stuff. I forgot the cheese, I forgot the lettuce, it fell apart. It wasn't my best work. And then she's like, "You call yourself a sandwich artist?" She'll give me a hard time about it, but it's all in good fun. And but yeah, that's the real title that I had to put on my resume. So when I applied for my first big boy job, that was on there.
That was legit on your resume?
It had to be. That was
funny.
the position I held. Was sandwich
You
artist.
were like, this is the official title, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't even introduce yourself.
Yeah.
You walk into your room and they're you're
I have to tell you something.
It's legit. If you call them, that's what they'll tell you.
And then he crosses off his first question without even asking. But anyway, so I worked at Subway for 2.5 years, and then I was getting ready to go to college. And I was going to college in town, and I needed to make some more money. I couldn't get enough hours to make enough money at Subway. I was making just over minimum wage. They gave us a quarter raise at the time, a literal 25 cent per hour raise, which I appreciated at the time. It made a significant difference to me at the time. But as I'm getting ready to go to college, I'm I got to save up some money. So I took a job in the warehouse at my dad's work, and it was a forklift, heavy equipment, machinery dealership. So think of your standard car dealership, but for forklifts and like, boom lifts and all that sort of stuff. So now I had no title, because they were basically like, you're just going to do what we ask you to do, and that's kind of your job.
Yeah.
So a lot of people called me a gopher. I'm like, what is my title? And they're like, gopher. And I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, well, if we need something done, Josh will go for it. You know? So that was kind of that was the running joke. But so I worked there for a couple of years, and then I got a job in college at the real estate business. So I was working with this team of real estate agents, realtors, not realtors. They asked me to say that. But I loved that job, and they were awesome. I was working, one of the realtors was a good friend of mine. So like I went to church with him. I got to know him really well. I really still to this day hold him in very high esteem. His partner realtor was a lady I didn't really know, but she was the one, like she was like the main one. And she wrote my checks, and she was like technically my boss, like in every way. I was going to say on paper, but really in every way. And then my friend I also worked for him, but he wasn't the one writing my checks. I think they had an agreement where like they would split it, but she would write the check or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, they were awesome, and they became some of my favorite people. I loved that job. It got to a point where they got so big that they needed someone full-time, and they knew that I couldn't do that because I was in college. And so I'll never forget this. And if she's listening to this, just know there's no hard feelings. But I remember the night that she like broke up with me is basically how it was. Like, cause she was so like nice and apologetic and kind. And she was like, we're getting to a point where we really need someone full time. We know that your schedule doesn't really allow that. So I just wanted to let you know that we are going to go in a different direction. She was so nice about it that I did not realize I was being let go.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no problem. I can't wait to meet the new person. Like, and then she was like, no, honey, no, you're fired. Yeah. Like, but it was like, I could tell like they didn't want to, and they knew I didn't want to. Like, we wanted to continue working together. It just wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
And I was pretty upset about it because I really liked that job, and I knew I wasn't going to do that forever. Like, but it was a great job. Like, it was a good time. I had a lot of like free range. Like, I get to see all these houses, and like I would do like the background stuff, like, adding all the stats about the house to the MLS, and I would go to the house and take measurements and, make sure the lock boxes were set up and the signs were in the yard, and like I would like all that stuff. It was just fun. And I got to see all sorts of places in town that I'd never seen before. I got to see all sorts of houses that had all these different styles, from the cookie cutters to the historic homes. Like, it was a fun job. And I really, like, if you ask me what's the favorite job I've ever had, it was probably that one. And then I go back in desperation because I'm about to graduate in like 6 months. So nobody's hiring anybody for 6 months. And so I'm like without a job, and no one will hire me because they know that I'm moving to a different state after I graduate. And I'm being very transparent about that. So I have all these interviews. I can't find a job. Finally, the marketing department at the place that I was working in the warehouse has an opportunity for an intern. And it was a short-term thing, and I'm like, that's perfect. So I do a marketing internship, which was one of my majors in college. And at the same business that I worked for at the beginning of college. But instead of being in the warehouse, I'm in the AC now. So all the warehouse buddies I had were not very happy about that, because now I'm working inside. So now I'm one of them, and I could tell you stories about like the bosses I've had, and like, especially in the warehouse, this guy, Rich, was awesome. Like, rough around the edges, but heart of gold. Like, hilarious, like, phrases that he would say. I called him Richisms, like stuff that still sticks with me today. Like, just, I think very fondly of him as well. Anyway, long story short, I finished the marketing internship. I graduated from college. I moved down here without a job. I had interviewed here before I moved, but then I was like, that plane ticket cost me $700. Like, I can't keep flying back and forth for interviews, so I'm just going to move down here and hope for the best. And thankfully, they offered me. I accepted, and I started in one position, moved to a different position, and now I'm in the position I'm in now, and I've been here for like 8 years.
Yeah.
So, but It was a fun ride. It's been a good time.
It
I'm like you. I don't think I've ever really had a bad job.
Yeah, been very fortunate.
The warehouse one was rough sometimes, but because it was like warehouse and outdoors. You know, I was forklift certified, so I was doing a lot of the like random jobs, like odd jobs, stuff no one else wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it either, but I had to because that was my job. But anyway.
Before we get into his
we got to get back to the speak pipe.
Before we get into his message, because his is going to start us off about crazy stories for work.
Yeah.
So we'll play his first, and then we'll use that as a segue.
Okay.
To get into crazy stories at work.
Okay.
Now this says you're offline. I can't access the video. Did you download it?
I did not download it,
but
it should pop up. There you go.
How's it going, guys? Long-time listener, first-time talker. And I'm James, and one of the crazy work stories I got for you was I used to work at a job that I can't really name, but it was a place you'd stop to game. And, you know, this was back when COVID hit, and then when COVID hit, PS5s were like around the same time, like a few months prior. So, you know, the shipping and everything kind of just stopped working. And when that stopped happening, the warranty process of everything kind of just broke down. And what ended up happening is I had a guy come in and start hooting and hollering about a warranty that I needed to replace. And now, mind you, this place where you'd stop the game didn't have a lot of money, so I'm the only guy working that day. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're wanting me to replace this today. And we don't carry that. We don't carry them just in store. Like, y'all remember how hard it was to get anything tech-wise back then. And essentially what ended up coming across my knowledge was he was a mayoral candidate of, I'm going to drop a name location, that's fine, you don't have to bleep it. He was a mayoral candidate of Dallas, with pretty big deal, you know, by him claiming it. And I'm like, this guy's lying. And I remember to this day looking up his name, and he was not joking. He was a mayoral candidate. However, he only had 12 votes in the entire county of Dallas. So, and plus, you know, he was smelling of that old Colorado, what's it called? Colorado cauliflower, if you know what I mean, the devil's lettuce. He was smelling pretty strongly of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not helping you, dude. Get out of here with your dirty white tank top and your bent hat and your y'all take your stuff on out of here, man.
Oh man. Thanks, James.
I don't know if you picked up on what business he was talking about, right?
Yeah, Best Buy, right? Yes.
That's crazy to have because we've all worked retail. We've all had crazy customers come in.
Yeah.
That's crazy to have a mayoral candidate come in and just like talk some absolute nonsense to you and berate you because they can't get their PS5.
What a claim, too. I'm a mayoral candidate. And you look him up, he's got 12 votes in the whole city of Dallas.
Give me my PS5. Yeah.
Oh, man. That reminds me, there's like an old SNL clip of Will Ferrell. And he's like arguing with his family at dinner, and he keeps like trying to like lay down the law, but he'll keep saying like crazy stuff that he thinks is like a power move, but no one else perceives it that way. And he'll just be like, I drive a Dodge Stratus. like that's some sort of status symbol, you know? Dude. I'm a mayoral candidate.
But talking about crazy like work stories.
Yeah.
I had a crazy customer like that when I was working at the coffee shop.
Uh-huh.
Because
a mayoral candidate?
No. But mind you, I'm working at a coffee shop that is part of a university.
Right.
So
a student government candidate.
So this person comes in, is obviously an adult.
Mm-hmm.
They're suit attire, mid-30s.
Okay.
They come in. Now, I get it, you know, because if people are coming and aren't a student here, then they know this isn't like Starbucks where we have every single thing on hand.
Sure.
You know, it's simplified. But this person comes in and is very like, bleep that, trying to be gender neutral.
Their
eyes were like bloodshot, and they were like, I need a Boca Mappa Frappalapalino with 3 pumps of sugar-free skim oatmeal, and I need 3 dollops of whipped cream, but I need them arranged in a semi-symmetrical pattern. And like legit, this person's order was like 45 seconds long.
Yeah.
And I look at the person and I'm like, we don't have half of what you just said, but what I do have is I have coffee, I have milk, and I have 3 flavors you can choose from. And out of these items, I will make you whatever you want. And they look at me and they're like, isn't this a coffee shop?
Just tweaking.
And, yeah, for the audio listeners, I'm making a lot of crazy faces.
Scratching their neck like a addict.
So I was like, okay. So in my mind, I'm immediately like, is this person going to stab me? Like, this person is obviously like really struggling.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, let me make the fanciest looking drink and give that to them. And so I made this drink and I put like all the different syrups inside the cup before putting the drink in there, so it has all the swirls, and I did the whipped cream and I did all this stuff and made it look all good, and I handed it to him and I went, if you don't like this, I'll make you something else. Stuck the straw in it, sipped it, went, that's perfect, and then turned around and left. And I was like, yes.
Like, thank goodness.
when you think about like stuff you were good at
Yeah.
work, I felt like in that moment I was like, I'm really good at this.
Yeah, I can do this for living.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
I had a few customers like that when I worked at Subway in high school. Like, they would walk in and be like, "Is Josh here?" Because they knew
by name.
Yeah, well, or they would see me or whatever. I don't think they knew my name.
You put 3 meatballs on the sandwich instead of 2, didn't you?
It's not even that. It's like they knew that by the time I was done with their sandwich, it was going to close, and it wasn't going to mess up. Like, it wasn't going to be a whole mess. Like, I wasn't going to douse it in sauce like it was dunked in ranch or something. Like, they knew that I was going to take care of it. Yeah. And they didn't trust anybody else to do that. So it's like they knew what they had and they wanted that. And which I kind of like what you're describing. I'm like, all right, like I am the sandwich artist, you know, and sandwich Picasso over here. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a good feeling. Like when you're like, especially when you win somebody over like that, where you're like, when you go from this person's gonna murder me, yeah, and I'm gonna be buried in this apron, like, and then you get to like, that's perfect, thank you, yeah, and then they walk away happy, and you're like, all right, I nailed it. Yeah. Yeah, I had plenty of. Mainly at Subway. I think the food service is probably where you get a lot of that. Do you have any
crazy stories you want to share?
Well, I don't want to talk about my current job, but
well, yeah, I mean, I've passed.
Yeah, but Subway had some good ones. Dude, the real estate job. There was one thing. I don't even know if I should talk about this, but
you don't have to.
Yeah, we'll wait for the statute of limitations to pass on that one. But basically, the president of the broker. The president of the brokerage, laid into me one day. Oh no! Because of something that happened, and I was the only one there. Oh gosh! And he took it out on me. Yeah. And it was my bad. Oh okay. But so it was your fault. But well, I was doing what I was told to do. Yeah. Let me just leave it at that. Yeah. Okay. Now, a technical difficulty caused something to happen that shouldn't have happened, and basically, we were moving from one brokerage to another, but it hadn't been announced yet. Okay. And so I was doing what I was told to do. I was the only one there. There was a printer jam, and I was printing some stuff off with the new logo on it. Yeah. And anyway, I'm probably saying too much. But anyway, he got word of it, came in, laid into me, and this guy's like 6'5", 250, like big dude. And so I'm in my chair, just like lean back, like, please don't eat me, you know? Yeah. That was probably the craziest thing that happened in that job. And I remember it was December 7th, because I was like, this is the worst thing that's happened on December 7th since Pearl Harbor. And and that's how I remember it. Every year on the calendar, I think about that day. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know if I have any other, like, there's some stuff that's happened here that I don't want to talk about. Yeah. Just because I'm like, I don't need that in my life. But and you were there for a lot of it. So, oh yeah. But yeah, just crazy customer type stuff that you just never know what people are gonna do or say. Yeah. But
that time Skip.
Yeah. And then he doubled down. And that's why Skip doesn't work here anymore. But
we love you, Skip.
But anyway,
that's so funny.
We do need to wrap up, but
okay.
I've got some like odd jobs on here that I found that these are real jobs that you can have. Okay. Professional mourner. You can be hired to go and cry at people's funerals to make them seem more important.
I'd be so good at that job.
Yeah.
I would be a 10 out of 10 on that one.
You just wait. Water slide tester.
I'd be 10 out of 10 on that
I
one.
got choked up thinking about that.
No, actually, let me take it back. I'd be not good at that. I'm on the heavier side, so probably not. That's not a safe bet for me.
It needs to be tested, though.
Yeah, but I hope they have good insurance.
Here's one you could do. Golf ball diver. Go get all the golf balls out of the pond.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, you got diving experience.
That would be awesome.
Here's one. Pet food taster. You got to taste test the pet food. And make
made me
sure,
feel not good.
yeah, check for flavor, texture, and consistency.
Oh.
And in some cases, you are asked to swallow it.
Oh, gosh.
Dude, remember that Beanboozled game?
Yeah.
Where, like, the jelly
That's
beans?
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, me
Yep.
too. Because the dog food one got me so many times. I vowed to never play that game again.
That's so gross.
Because if you think you're about to bite into chocolate pudding and you get dog food, it is one of the most devastating turns of events that can ever happen to a human.
Yeah, since Pearl Harbor.
Since Pearl Harbor. And if I like just close my eyes and think about it, I can still taste it.
Oh, gosh.
That's how bad it is.
I'm not feeling good. All right.
Yeah. All right.
What
Moving
else
on.
we got?
Well, let's get the next gross one out of the way.
Okay.
Odor judge. Basically testing out hygiene products.
Oh, okay.
Where you have to smell people's armpits and breath and stuff like
I'd rather-
that to make sure that the deodorants
I
are
would
working
rather
and the
work in the
toothpaste.
mines. I would rather be a coal miner.
Here's a nice one. Professional cuddler.
Oh.
Offers platonic cuddle sessions to clients seeking
Okay.
comfort, stress release, or human connection.
My wife would murder me. I would get the job offer, and she'd sit there and be like, sign it if you want to work there. I don't want to work there.
Yeah, no thanks. Okay, here's a job in Japan. Train pusher. So in Japan, they have staff at the subway system that physically push passengers onto the packed trains during rush hour so that they can make sure the doors will close. So you just get to shove people in like sardines. and
Okay,
just
that's
pack
pretty
them in.
crazy.
I'll just skip down. Panda hugger. In China, pandas don't take care of their young.
That's the best job ever.
So there are caretakers that are hired to cuddle and comfort baby pandas.
There's no better job.
Yeah.
Let's
I think
go
that's the
right
one.
now.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think that's all we've got time for today.
That was fun.
That was fun.
What a pat man, dude. That was a good
it
one.
flew by.
That was fun.
It flew by, but it was
All right.
fun. And, thank goodness that we've had good job experiences. Not everybody does, but
Yeah, we're very
just
fortunate.
if you don't have a good job, just pursue that state of mind.
Yeah.
That
Your
we were talking about
circumstance is
earlier.
what you make it.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't get to decide your circumstance, but you do get to decide how you react.
Yeah.
Viktor Frankl.
Well, if you're off today,
Have a good day.
have a great off day. If you're working,
Have a good day anyway.
have a good day anyways.
Yeah. Hope this made it better
Yeah.
in some way.
Tell your good dumb friend coworkers about us.
Yeah, tell your good dumb coworkers about us. Tell your good dumb friends about us. Hit us up on SpeakPipe, gooddumbfunshow@gmail.com, and follow us on socials at gooddumbfun. I have been Josh,
I've been Patrick.
and you've been listening to The Good Dumb Fun Show.
Oh, man.
It's starting to feel natural.
There were a lot of stuff I wanted to say that cannot be put on the internet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I can't. There's stuff I just can't talk about. Right.